I'm host Eric. I'm up briefly here the live stream before going back to bed. I woke up thinking, I guess, about how people get very upset at certain things. Like yesterday's stream started with some hater being really upset that they couldn't get to me except through Rachel and trying to defend it as something other than cookie weakness, like probably the number one truth that people cannot handle. They just cannot handle it. It's crazy how like little capacity people have to handle this truth. Is that evolution's bullshit. People cannot deal with that. It's crazy. And nobody's ever won the argument with me remotely coming anywhere close to even like competing in the argument with me. But people just cannot stand that. They're just like, no, Eric, it's not possible that evolution's bullshit. It is bullshit. It makes people furious, though. It's like it threatens their whole worldview or something. Even though they've predicated nothing on that bullshit. The truth, it used to make people incredibly terrified and angry. It was the truth about COVID, which I articulated right away, Even now, it makes people incredibly angry when I point out that I was like the only person articulating the exact truth right from the beginning. People cannot stand that because it's self-aggrandizing, right? It's like, no way, Eric, you couldn't possibly have been that. People get mad at certain truths because there's a lack of rationality, inability to be fully, completely, partially accurate. Born and bred lesbian. That's what it boils down to, is that for most people it's very difficult to have a disinterested calculus about everything. And you probably shouldn't have a disinterested calculus about everything, but if you're interested in truth, then you need to use a disinterested calculus. If you're interested in affirming, negating, whatever, then you can use an interested calculus all you want. I'm no kind of Santa, good nor bad. I'm a little bit like the Easter Bunny, maybe, but even then, not that much like the Easter Bunny. Another basic form of truth that people are extremely resistant to is ambiguity. Things that you don't get to have a clear answer on, but that's the correct answer. Is that a lack of clarity? Hi, Doctor Who. What? Where? Hi, Lightbow. I hear you've got a bun in the oven. No one gets upset about having a bun in the oven. It's difficult for most people to have a disinterested calculus. I don't have difficulty with it. Correct. I don't. It's one of the truths that makes people mad. But we have to be equal. Well, we're not equal. We're not. I have a disinterested calculus and a habit of using it for a variety of reasons. One, my cognitive function stack, but two, a career's worth of experience doing that. A career's worth of experience doing nothing but being correct about both sides of every issue in every instance. I'm not keeping Palestine locked up. And that's definitely one of the truths that pisses people off. You can't be more correct than other people, Eric. You're subject to the same bullshit as everybody, right? Except I'm not subject to the same bullshit as everybody. Nobody's subject to the same bullshit as everybody. We're each subject to our own kinds of specific bullshit. I agree. Alabama won't be the same without Saban. You can't replace Nick Saban. Well, Wakari Mashita, Ohio, Moshi Moshi. So desu ka? Wakatta. Hey, Renad Haslam, you didn't listen to me. This is one of the truths that makes you mad, apparently, is that you need to listen. Okay? I already explained to you, I don't have Palestine locked up. Even if I did and you wanted me to free them, you'd have to offer me something. I'm just going to free them for free. Duh. Top of the morning to you, too, Iron Lion. Wow. No, I listened to you and I responded to what you said. Jeremiah Fix says, I find your claim false, but let's consider some of the unaware stubbornness. I mean, I sure do have things I'm attached to, but they aren't things that we talk about around here, There's no point in talking about my personal subjective shit. I'm able to distinguish between the two. You don't find my claim false. You are claiming that my claim is false, but that claim is wrong. The nice thing is, we don't need to worry about how we find things, right? That's subjectivity. Finding things a certain way is subjectivity. Objectivity is parsing out that which is incorrect, being left with that which is correct. Often that which is correct is ambiguous, right? We don't have clarity on it. Sometimes we do. So finding things a certain way is being stuck in subjectivity. There are lots of reasons why, and lots of instances in which it is much better to be subjective, right? It's just, we don't talk about those kind of things around here. If I do, it's just emotional time, and it's just me talking about my insecurities or stuff like that, The key thing to remember is we have power over which claims we make and why. And so that's what I take advantage of, is I just don't make claims that are false. Objectivity or subjectivity isn't granted by a frame, right? Although it's often manifest under an implicit frame. I don't think you're using any of these words correctly, frankly. I don't want to talk about killed children. Obviously. No, not everything is subjective. A calculus, for example, is always going to be either subjective or objective if you're calculating. If I'm calculating how many bananas I have, and I really want to have 100 bananas, and I count 100 bananas accordingly, then I'm using a subjective calculus. The higher. I was thinking about you, actually. Truths that make you so mad. You are exactly one of the people I was thinking about when I came up with this title. You cannot stand the fact that I called you out on your bullshit, right? That you should never tell anybody that they should stop smoking, or you're proud of them and how condescending that is. And you went away for a long time because you could not stand that truth. It made you so mad. Yeah, I know you're using words how you feel, Jeremiah. Thanks. You always do. Well, if you're the banana, then you wouldn't be talking to me, Steve Murphy. Bananas don't talk. Well, go be mad somewhere else, okay? The truth is, if you want to be mad about Israel and Palestine, there's plenty to be mad about. All right? Go be mad about it. What's not rational for you to be mad about is me not wanting to talk about it. I have absolutely nothing fucking to do with it. It's neither admirable nor not admirable, right? Me quitting smoking is not something that has a status like that because me quitting smoking is a purely subjective matter. It's not up to other people, don't get to have an opinion on it, right? You are Molly Colley. You're the most famous person here, right? No, I don't have a mortgage. Hishioti Machioti, okay? I don't have a mortgage. I own this home free and clear, and the other home down there free and clear. Yeah, you free Palestine, rented. God, why are you trying to make it my job to free Palestine? Fuck off already. Well, Molly Colley, good for you. Good for you. We all get to be famous in different ways. You're famous in that way. Molly Colley likes to give it up. If you want to free Palestine, then free them. Old man, you don't feel well. You can go to the square dance. Oh, yeah? Well, only one of those two statements is true. I could go to the square dance, I suppose. Oh, no. Usually it makes people mad. The man with the great machete. That's the truth of it. Most people don't like truth. I love the statement this. I love this statement here. Old man, you don't feel well. You can go to the square dance. That's a great sentence. Nobody can dislike that sentence. Yeah, I'm always dancing square. Other shapes can go fuck themselves, huh? Truths that make people mad. I don't want to talk about Israel and Palestine. That's the truth that makes people mad. What's the truth that makes me mad? Oh, so many. So many truths make me mad. Mostly truths like, meow got away with meow. Makes me so mad. You are so rich that these troubles are full. Okay, well, I'm not so rich that these troubles are full. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. Okay. Get yourself, spammy. Oh, you play Roblox? Shocking. It's shocking that I play Roblox. Says get, skibbity. Yeah. Because I don't want to know the truth. I mean, truths that make me mad are not truths I don't want to know. That's the difference between me and other people, okay? They may be truths I don't want to think about. They might be truths that I don't want to spend time engaging with intellectually, I could go out and visit prostitutes, but I don't have any need or desire to because I'm a happily married man with a lovely young wife. I know the J stands for jailbird. Who is the J? Yes, I have one child, Renaud. She's 25 years old. Cool Pandy, the movie nerd. I've kidnapped 0 people ever. It's an interesting question. You Westerners are bitches. Well, I mean, I'm not a bitch, but arigato hasayamasu. I do watch a lot of Japanese cartoons. Does Joe Biden make me mad? Well, I mean, our current political quagmire makes me mad, or or sad, or whatever. Find something to do so it doesn't get boring. Oh, so that this doesn't get boring for you? I'm not interested in entertaining you. Okay, so why don't you go to, I don't know, Tokyo Tower and dress up as a cat and say, yeah. I know, how about this? How about this, Hashimoto Akioto? Why don't you have sex with a woman and and reproduce? You know, it doesn't matter if I think they're interesting, Jeremiah Fix. It's what I want to do. I'm able to distinguish between my subjectivities and my objectivities. This is a subjective activity. Old man with a house this big, what else do you want to do? I do things, okay? Mostly I live stream. What I like to do is tell people like you how it is, okay? That's what I'm doing right now. It's my subjective interests. Guys, I am a pilot. Ooh, look, a tower. Hilarious. Is this the Wheel of Fish guy from UHF? I don't know what that is, but what kind of tea am I drinking? I'm drinking coffee because I'm an American. Atakimasu. Thoughts on the Libertarian Party? You get nothing good from totalizing anything except totalitarianism, and that includes liberty. I find it amusing that they say to you, find something to do, but do not specify they're telling you of what they're telling you. No, they're just saying that talking doesn't count enough as an action. In fact, talking is the best action I could possibly engage in because it's the kind of action I'm an expert at, right? What am I good at? Being correct. What is that good for? Pissing people off. So, what should I be doing with my time? Speaking the truth and pissing people off. It's gold, yellow gold. My name's Eric, by the way. Hashimoto Yakioto, or whatever your name means, however you say that. I'm pretty sure those are Japanese characters and not Korean characters. I can generally tell the difference. I must say, if you are from Japan, oh my God, I love your cartoons so much. I watch them all the time. Now, what I'm saying is you can't totalize any ideology without resulting in some form of totalitarianism, including liberty, which is to say, you don't want totalitarianism by monopoly, right? And that's what you get with libertarianism run amok. Okay, now you're just spamming, Renard. We've already discussed this. You, Free Palestine. Okay, I don't want any of your Free Palestine. You couldn't even pay me enough money. Okay, to have your Palestine. So keep your goddamn Palestine and shut the fuck up. Good job, Colby Curtis. Colby Curtis embraces the truth. That's why when I explain to him that evolution's bullshit, he doesn't get angry. He says, really? Or says, I agree. Man, who you stand with? I stand with people who solve their own fucking problems. I don't talk about a free Palestine, okay? I'm not talking about that. You'll note that I'm not talking about that. That would be Renid Hazm who's talking about that. What Eric does is coalesce the vapors of human experience into a viable and logical, comprehensible thing. Yes, exactly. It's what I try to do. Sometimes I wake up a little feisty like I did this morning. Well, I mean, that's the alternative perspective to correctness, right? Correctness is about talking, about saying the right things and not saying the wrong things. Fighting is about utility, action, that which is most useful measured by interested impacts. I'm saying what I offer is disinterested correctness. Disinterested correctness is not the correct paradigm for everything, right? It is for some things and not for other things. Things I talk about are things for which correctness is the correct paradigm. For example, those preceding statements. Boy, I've got not a single speck of room left in my trash cans. These trolls love you. I know. I love them too. We have a karmic relationship, a twin flame relationship. Rachel listens to shit like Max about that shit. No, I'm not dissing her. Why? Because she's using bullshit for bullshit, and that's fine. If you want to use bullshit to understand bullshit, you're doing things right. Like, we could go sneak up on Rachel right now. She's probably asleep. And we could listen to what bullshit she's listening to. Guarantee you, she's listening to some bullshit. It's like, and this other person who's in a karmic relationship is look at sky aliens come and knock on your bald. I don't believe in things like twin flame relationships and such. The earth is flat. Well, some people believe that. I think flat earth is an excellent example, right? Like, okay, let's see what Rachel's listening to. See if we can sneak up and see. Well, I couldn't make much of it out, but it's some lady doing some kind of tarot card reading. Rachel just likes to gack out to that shit. She just listen to it all night long as she's sleeping. We're surrounded by the ice walls. So it's like, one truth that I think a lot of people are probably reasonably frustrated by, including to a certain extent me, is that the science of skepticism is as much an art as it is a science, right? Like, I think flat Earth and evolution provide the best example of how tricky it is to be correct. Yeah, well, I mean, moose rough. Look to your left, look to your right, look in front of you, look behind, nothing but ice walls. Yeah, we get it. You don't like Israel, Renad has them. Acacia, that's a harsh accusation. But you know what? I think it's correct. I think Jason L is fibbing. My point is the Earth is bumpy. Like, I can't hardly walk in any direction without going up or down. Be more interesting, Captain America. You want a full version of the Ice Walls song? Because we're surrounded by ice walls on every side. I'm from California, United States. A lot more surfers than surfs. I tried to fly around the globe, only I discovered it's not a globe, it's a plate surrounded by the ice walls. Surrounded by ice. I haven't even smoked any bowl. Oh, I did smoke a couple bowls this morning. Okay. Well, I'll smoke a couple more bowls. Like, one of the reasons we can guess that maybe evolution's bullshit, whereas globular Earth is not bullshit, is that we don't have any things that we do or other ideas of any value that are predicated on evolution being correct. Where we've got shit tons of things predicated on the Earth being globular. Do you know what the favorite song of flat earthers is? It goes like this. I don't believe in sphericals. What do you guys think about my new joke? Libertarianism or anarcho-capitalism to be basically defined as the totalization of property rights. And like I said, you shouldn't totalize anything. If you're gonna totalize something, property rights are the best thing to totalize, but you shouldn't totalize anything. There's a role for government etc. Ambiguity, one of the truths that people do not like. Spherical schmiracles. Thank you, Acacia, for acknowledging my new joke. It's a dad joke. Dad jokes are kind of the best kind of jokes because you can always tell a dad joke. I'm feeling like a bit of a spicy piñata this morning. I guess that means I'm rested. You go look in the mirror at my under eye skin. That's the determining factor as to whether I'm actually rested. Oh, what a horrible nightmare we have here. We have a nightmare of trash. Namely, I've got no more trash can room. It's only Friday. The trash doesn't come till Monday. Yeah, I'm a bit of a piping hot piñata. And instead of being filled with piping hot flan, though, I'm filled with piping hot sass. I'm full of sassiness. If I were a magazine, it would be called Sassy Teen Magazine. Because I'm embodying the spirit of a sassy teen right now. You're not my mom. I'm a piping hot piñata filled with piping hot sass. Because I got such a piping hot ass. Also called my gyat. The thing about flat Earth that's different from evolution is that to believe in flat Earth, you have to believe that a whole shit ton of people are willfully lying. About a whole shit ton of things. To negate evolution, you just have to point out that people are wrong and continually making an appeal to complexity that's fallacious. You know, well, if it works like meow, then meow, 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 right? Well, no, it's more complicated than that. Okay, so you don't really understand it. I mean, we don't need to think so much about what capitalism is contingent on, right? Although it's not so much that it's contingent on profit taking. Respect for property rights empowers, along with the creation of money, empowers profit taking and the accumulation of wealth. But that doesn't mean respect for property rights should be totalized. If you want to operationally define capitalism, you just say it's the absence of use of force in individuals engaging in consensual commerce. What a great sentence. I really like that a lot, Doctor Who What Where. Doctor Who What Where says people are subjectively alienated in two cases. one, when the world that they inhabit is a home, but they fail to understand this, or two, when the world they inhabit is not a home, yet they believe it to be. I mean, I just think it's important that we remember when we're defining things, Carlos, that the verb is what matters, right? So if we want to have operationally defined terms for communism, we'd say illegitimate use of force predicated on this ideology. Whereas, you know, that would be this that'd be operationally defining them under the same frames, right? I mean, I agree it's a bad idea to totalize property rights. You and I are not in disagreement about that. And that's where the job of the correctist, the principal pragmatist comes in. Somebody like me, you know, who's able to distinguish between circumstances in which we have to be consistent in principle in all instances, and situations where we have to make exceptions. And of course, if you're making exceptions, are you ever really principled in the first place? Not really, right? That's where you have to have somebody who's both wise and good and correct. Hey, Alaska, I am so impressed that we were able to fold Alaska enough times to fit inside of my house. No, I mean, that's pretending that it's not possible to man with a great machete to exploit competitive advantages to the preclusion of others having success. And it is possible to exploit those kind of advantages. And land monopolies would become a massive problem. Property taxes are important for a variety of reasons. You're just being reductive about the topic. Okay, remember, we can't define things like that, Carlos. That's not a definition. Those are just that's just playing around with words or whatever. A definition is about the verb. Let's avoid the verb to be. Okay? Capitalism is not an economic system. That is incorrect. It is not an economic system. It is simply money plus liberty. That's all it is. It's the protection of property rights. Goodbye, Acacia. Good night and sleep well. I'll be going back to bed here at some point as well. What you drinking? I'm having Modelo's and smoking. You having Modelo's at 4:30 in the morning? I'm drinking coffee and I'm smoking some bangers. Artichoke and spinach dip. Ah, well, sounds interesting, but I don't really like to travel very much. Oh, wonderful kitty, so soft and true. Well, I would elaborate by pointing out that you end up with something like feudalism, right? Because of the possibility of people getting land monopolies. Those who are more capable of accruing wealth have an insurmountable advantage in that situation. Wow. Look at you go, Ike. Wow. That's amazing. Thanks a lot. My kitty was playing cello. My point is not that capitalism is, well, Carlos, you and I are in agreement. Okay? That's what it ends up being. It just ends up being feudalism. Some people are just by nature, by situation, and other things fundamentally better at accruing and controlling wealth than others. There needs to be some kind of redistributive mechanism, really. It's just how it is. You know what the biggest redistributive mechanism is in America? Government jobs. By far the biggest redistributive mechanism. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean to judge. I'm sorry, Sean Willis. I did not mean to judge you for drinking Modelo's at 4:30 in the morning. You drink them whenever your schedule affords you the good opportunity to drink them. If right now is that time, then more power to you. Everybody's got their own relationship with everything. So, it's like some people might be like, hey, don't shoot all that smack. And somebody might be like, well, this is a fine amount of smack to be shooting. This is the amount I normally shoot. People come in here and try to tell me to stop smoking, stop drinking, whatever. I just be like, I don't drink and I don't smoke, but it still makes me mad to even consider people doing that. Yeah, I travel quite a bit. Don't worry, Lightbow. I won't take away your inherited wealth, and you don't take away mine. I'm an early bird today. Yes, I've traveled quite a bit in the world. Not been to the Middle East, but I have been to Russia, China, Taiwan, many countries in Europe, Canada, Mexico, America. I lived in China for a few months. Oh, I tell though, like Bo, I tell all the time. My financial security is all about inherited wealth. I was just saying government jobs are actually the biggest form of wealth redistribution that exists in the US. It's not a terrible it's not a terrible form of wealth redistribution ultimately, you know. I lived in Shanghai, opening branch of the debate school that I was the director of at the time. How do I feel today in Black Music History and Homosexual Pride Month? I guess I feel like doing a gay Negro spiritual. There we go. I offer the following for Juneteenth of Pride Month. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. Out in the field picking Lord. I take it up the butt for Gay History Month. There. Well, I'm sorry you didn't let me know about the papayas quickly enough, Putty Cat. I would have gotten them into uh, my homosexually themed Negro spiritual if I'd had the chance. What's my opinion about Egypt? I don't really have any opinion about Egypt. I know you guys are Oakland A's fans. Well, you weren't listening enough to the lyrics. It said in the lyrics, but you couldn't really understand it because it's a Negro spiritual, so it kind of sounds meow, you know? But it said, I take it up the butt for Gay History Month. So, there you go. I went to the pet store in Alaska and they were selling Pride dog toys. Hey, Doctor Who, what, where? There are certain truths that make me mad, okay? That I do not want to hear. And that is one of the truths that makes me mad and that I do not want to hear. I wanted to just say this. Sometimes on those conspiracy things, they show celebrities doing this, and they're like, Illuminati sign. I think they're all just Oakland A's fans. Because this is what the A's do when they get a hit or whatever. I'm a lesbian and I'm enjoying Pride Month. 2 girls, 1 Stanley Cup. Okay. If you were really a lesbian, I don't think you'd wake up to scissoring. Okay? I think scissoring is just a made up thing. I don't think lesbians really do that. So, anyway, well, that reminds me of the best joke I've heard in a long time. What's worse than 2 girls running with scissors? 2 girls scissoring with the runs. Uh, Also, I wanted to share with you a wonderful T-shirt I saw the other day when I went to the gun store. Yes, I went to the gun store the other day to buy raffle tickets for the gun raffle. Unfortunately, we were like 6 hours too late. It was the last chance to buy them was yesterday. I mean, the day before yesterday, and they had picked up the tickets that morning. If we'd gotten there like 5 hours earlier that day, we would have been able to buy it, but we were too late. They've been selling them for months. I finally get around to going and buying it, and I'm too late. However, I liked the T-shirt that the guy at the gun store wore. It said, "Celebrate diversity," and it had a bunch of different kinds of handguns on it. I thought that was a pretty funny shirt. Not that I got any problem with diversity. I like the middle fingeriness of it. They have a lot of guns at the gun store, you know. The thing is, they clearly liked us too. You know, me and Rachel. Rachel was looking pretty. I had this hat on. We walked in, and they're like, "You guys are our kind of customers." Sometimes it's good to fit in a given place. We definitely fit in with Mariposa. Watch this and react to it? Watch what? Watch this and react to it? Like that? Anyway, this channel is actually very much inclusive, pro diversity. I'm correctly woke about everything, which is to say, I understand in full how gay it is to be woke, but I also respect the correctness of it, right? In general. Obviously, the world's a better place when things are more inclusive and, you know, don't deny people opportunities just because of shit that had nothing to do with anything, right? Irrelevancies, physicalities. I like the way that wokeism saves us from the tyranny of physicalities. But I am fluidly transracial. I put on weight. Oh yeah, I have. Look at that belly. Ah, that's called Captain Fatness. Not really. How I was kind of pretending to make it look fatter than it looks than it is. Not that fat. See, it's just I do have a little fatness. I also have a little catness. What? No, there's no ban on gun stores. And Mariposa County is not that kind of county. You know, I don't know what that means. I'm not building any sheds. I already have a shed. I even have really two sheds, and I don't really even want one shed. So I'd be just fine with 0 sheds. What do I have this really great garage with tons of storage space. Why do I need 2 sheds? I mean, one of them's not really a shed, but it's just a little mini shed. Hi, Trouble. Let me turn this camera around. There. Hi, Trouble. What are we doing? Waiting for the sun to rise? It's coming up pretty quick. Here's one of my sheds. What's inside the shed, Eric? Just a bunch of dumb crap. You want to see what's inside the shed? Stay open. Okay, well, you can't really see because this is tilted the wrong way. All right, see what I'm saying? Just a bunch of dumb crap. Roundup. Well, you know what? I might be able to use this plant food, actually. That's not so bad. Turf builder. I don't want to plant grass, for goodness sakes. Why even have a lock on this thing? Who's going to steal that stuff? Nobody would steal anything in there. Let's look at the other shed. There's the other shed, but you probably can't see it. You can't see it. It's not that you aren't allowed to see it. I want to make that clear. It's that you aren't able to see it. It's full of more interesting stuff, but Still nothing that I'm going to use, probably. It's like a whole woodworking table in there and shit like that. Am I really the woodworking type? Two Sheds McGee. That's what they call me. Old Two Sheds McGee. Yeah, I'm in Mariposa County, Matt. I live happily here in Mariposa County. Nestled back behind the Conservancy. Right next to the Sierra National Forest and Yosemite National Park / whatever it is. More sheds equals more hoarding shit. I agree. I didn't put the sheds in. It came with the house with all the stuff inside of them. Okay. Well, if someone wants to start a GoFundMe to get $1 million to pay me to shave my beard, go for it. So, yeah, man, it's pretty sweet. I tell you, I'm pretty lucky. We even have a little wilderness car that we can drive out onto the roads around here, the dirt roads into the woods and stuff. So it's not something we do much, but when guests come, you know, if that shed was rocking, I'd be very concerned. I'd think Sasquatch or people, depending on how much it were rocking. If the shed were rocking, the down shed down there, the bigger shed, if it were rocking a lot, I'd think, oh my God, there's a Sasquatch in there. Because it's like built on some kind of foundation. Then I'd be left with a conundrum. Do I run down and film, or is it too dangerous? The guest house does have, and you know what? It's amazing about the air conditioning in the guest house is it doesn't cost us anything. It keeps the house cool for free. Eric Two Sheds Jackson. But do you see that? In shed number 1, we actually have something useful in there. Plant food. No, I've never spent any time in a Turkish prison. Do 2 sheds make a right? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they don't. Rachel is fast asleep. I can tell she's asleep because when I listen at her door, all I hear is the sound of some random tarot card video. She's got YouTube on autoplay. And what I see is this relationship is one that is built on trust. I am proud to be American. I am consider myself a patriotic and purposeful, useful member of the citizen democracy. She sleeps a lot. I think it's good. you know, when Rachel doesn't sleep a lot, watch out. She needs her sleep. You may note she's got this, like, ageless, wrinkle-free perfection to her. Well, she needs her beauty sleep. No, I'm not up early because I had to leave a dump. I wish I had left a dump, but I haven't left any dumps this morning. I left a bit of a dump last night. So, would I like to be famous in the future? Yes, I would like to be famous. I'd like to be the most famous person in the world. Is that too much to ask? Am I expecting too much from the universe when I say I'd like to be the most famous person in the world? I think it's a reasonable thing to ask. It looks like you did. You know what I'm kind of like annoyed by is how I quit smoking cigarettes quite a long time ago. I think maybe it might be Taylor Swift, yeah, or Donald Trump. Taking a lot of B vitamins lately. Well, they're not a living person. It's limited to living people in Nevada. Probably some famous Chinese person, right? Is that really true, though, Putty Cat? If that's really a necessary precondition, I'm willing to try to meet that precondition, but I'm questioning whether it is. And if so, why? Paul McCartney's not a bad choice for most famous living person. I mean, he has the advantage of being the most cross generational living person because he's like in his 90s or something. I mean, maybe I would once, but I have to get a lot closer to being the most famous. Michael Jackson's not alive, Iron Lion. Or limiting it to living people. When I get close to being the most famous person, then I'll engage that question more. You think it's Benjamin Netanyahu? He's certainly a possibility. How to get six-pack abs without exercise? Very simple. We do Eric's patented six-pack yoga poses. There's this one. There's this one. There's this one. Try them all. Yes, Joe Biden's alive, Pretty Cat. Okay. He counts as alive. And may I take another moment to thank Ike for his very generous super chat this morning. Very kind of him. Emo Phillips is a great reference. A lot of people don't know Emo Phillips, I think. But I do. Meow. What are we meowing about? Meow. Meow. don't you eat? Come on. I know. I don't want to watch him eat either. Yes, you're a good boy. Elon Musk is pretty famous. How many places do you think how many spots do you think I am away from most famous person in the world? How many people do you think there are in front of me in line for most famous person in the world? Do you think there are a billion people who are more famous than me? Or fewer than a billion? There are at least 10 million people more famous than me. I'm sure of that, right? Somewhere between 10 million and a billion people who are more famous than me. That's my guesstimate on the matter. Wow, it's going to take a lot of murdering. I'm joking. That's not how I'm going to become the most famous person in the world. $500 million. Oh, Nevada Driver says 3 billion people are more famous than me. So almost half the world's population is more famous than me. I'm in the bottom half. See, I think most people aren't famous at all, right? At least I have a little bit of famousness. So I think I'm going to be better than the bottom half. Thanks. Thanks, Doctor Who aware. Shay Langoliers is definitely more famous than me. After all, I have a Shay Langoliers fan club, and he doesn't have an Eric fan club. So, that just goes to show you something. I'm glad you're done eating so quickly. Thank you. Caitlin Clark's pretty famous. I don't know who Judy Tundra is. Sounds like the name of some kind of superhero. IKEA Gorilla Wasp Attack trilogy was awesome. I've never heard of the IKEA Gorilla Wasp Attack trilogy. Oh, I am getting tired again. This is what happens when you don't have Adderall. You might start off with some energy, but then you're going to get less energetic. How many people need to know you to be considered famous? Well, I think famousness could be measured as people who know you, but who you don't know. Like, if we were to run into each other in the world, you'd recognize me, but I wouldn't recognize you. I would know you more than most famous people know most people who know them because of the specific medium in which I engage people. Would a squirrel be considered a sacrifice? I don't know. I wouldn't want to sacrifice a squirrel. I'm friends with the squirrels. They like me. No, I've not, Putty Cat. I've not conducted any kind of an analysis. Instead, what I've done is muse aimlessly. That's what we're doing here, Putty Cat. We're aimlessly musing. You're asking for a more purposeful muse than you're likely to get around here. They're not just rats with bushy tails, okay? You know, squirrels communicate with each other in a complicated way, unlike rats. Hi, Puppet Master. I'm fine. Yeah, Kitty does look comfy, huh? That's because I'm guessing she is. I can show you my cat. You've got other animals in New Zealand, Iron Lion, that you can play with. You've got kiwi birds. You got those weird, cool parrots. You missed your fat Patty? Is that your cat? I'm sorry that your cat has passed on. It must have been difficult. I know that when I've lost a pet in the past, it's been very painful. Yeah, you do. Good morning from California, America, where it's morning for me, but still nighttime for Kitty. You know what a lot of people forget about when discussing this topic? Tasmania. But I'm not going to be biased against Tasmania. Tasmania is something in between Australia and New Zealand. All is well. I've got things I should do, stuff I should meow, but all is well. All right, let me do one thing I should do. Today the Europe Cup starts. Germany versus Scotland. Ooh, that'll be interesting. I like international soccer. I'm trying to do my task here, but finding it a bit challenging. As I'm not especially seeing the emails I expect to see. Okay, well, okay, so I've got one person who I got to type today at 1 o'clock. One p.m. Typing session. Laura. All right, Laura, you got it. 1 p.m. today. All right. You can have the 18th at 8 p.m. No, his name is not that. Oh, that's funny. You can have Tuesday at 8 p.m. Maybe we should just do Monday at 8 p.m. I'll do Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pew, pew, and the pew. All right. And anything else? Okay, well, that's it. Okay. All right, well, we can certainly, yeah. All right, well, so it looks like Elaine and Chris Chapin are not coming to America after all. Am I okay, man? Yes. Are you okay, lady? I was just attending to some emails I need to deal with. I had a couple of chores on type for today, and I number one chore on those was dealing with some emails. So I've dealt with those. Have I ever typed ENTJs? Yes. I feel like they're even more rare than INFJs somehow because they're always out there doing something. Well, I don't know how rare or not they are. They're easy to type. 10 Cass, I am not Heisenberg. I'm not even Losenberg. For those who didn't hear it before, I'm going to tell you my new joke. What song do flat earthers sing? I don't believe in sphericals. I say they're about equally frequent as the ENTJ males. I seem to type about 50-50 when it comes to ENTJs. They're easy to type because they're only interested in getting the correct stuff. They don't try to game anything at all. They've got a terrible memory, and they don't care because they're not FE. So it makes them easy to type. They're super TE in their frame of reference, and like they assume like some expert is going to know better about their body than they will, even though it's their body. in every instance. Well, it's morning time. I'm obviously back on regular Eric time instead of Adderall or recover from Adderall time. So that means I get up like 3 or 4 in the morning, stay up for a few hours, and take a morning nap at some point. But I've also been taking all these B vitamins. I'm pretty sure it makes kind of a big difference. It's hard to say, but lovely morning. Sounds like the jungle. With all of these cheeping and chirpings going on. It's nice to walk around sometimes. The bugs aren't out yet. I need to plant these bad boys in the ground. Maybe I'll do that today. It's a chore I could do. The brown stuff kind of looks cool in the morning light. I guess I didn't go out that door. One weird effect of these nicotine vapes that I've taken up as a replacement to smoking cigarettes is that I have neighbors, Black Star. I already watched you eat. This little neighborhood where I live is pretty isolated as a neighborhood, but we're not that far apart from each other. Like, there's a house just right down there. It is the case that I don't currently have neighbors directly across the street, and that I do live on 1 acre, so it's a little bit more than you're going to get in the city, but I don't have a large amount of acreage or anything like that. Ryan Jim, Black Star, you be Black Star, Ryan Jim, you be Ryan Jim. Black Star doesn't need to be you. My name's not Greg. My birthday wasn't last Tuesday, and this is not a fez. But other than that, good morning to you as well. Thank you, Emily, for your kind words. Howdy ho, Ranger Show. And Emily says, that's how my home is. We're all on strips of land, but the houses aren't lined up, so we have some privacy. Yeah. And around here, nobody has any yards or fences. It's all just forest around, So that helps with the whole illusion of isolation. You were born the son of a sharecropper, huh? Do you watch Sam and Colby? I've never heard of Sam and Colby. And that's really what we have here is the illusion of isolation. There, right across the gully, there's a house, but you can't see it really because it's just forest, right? So there's trees between us and that house. Um, Down that way, there's actually another street. This street goes around like down there, but you can't see it from here. It's all blocked from by the trees and stuff. So that's what it is. A lot of people in Mariposa County have actual privacy, which is to say they're on like 5-10 acres. Then you got a little bit more. You get a little bit more actual privacy. 5 acres isn't really that much. Once you get to 10 acres, then you start being like, okay, I can put my house kind of in the middle. My house is in the middle. I can kind of really just have actual privacy, but that requires a lot of land. Then you got to take care of too. And I don't really want to take care of that much land. I don't even take care of the land I have. Like we're supposed to gather up the dead wood and burn it during burn days as a fire prevention method, but I just don't even ever do that. You think 5 acres is enough? I have different people tell different amount of acres as being the ideal. I've had somebody come on here and say, "Oh, one acre is perfect. That's just the right amount." And people say like, you really need 5 acres." Yeah, I don't feel like doing all that stuff. Like the hill we have here. If I were being super responsible or something, I'd weed whack it because it's all covered in. I don't know if you'd call them weeds. It's just the plants that grow there. But I just think, why would I want to do that to the hill? Just it's fine the way it is. Why do I need to weed whack it? Oh, you just cut the grass yesterday? Yeah. I mean, dandelions are considered weeds, Doctor Who will wear. But around here, we have dandelions. All right. We have dandelions. They're a little bit more fancy and they're a lot bigger too, you know. No, I've not seen any leaf blowers around here. I think you're conflating two different people. Oh, bragging is allowed right now. The Minister of Bragging has declared that bragging is allowed. Okay, well, the dandelions. I will show you how spectacular our dandelions are. All right. We have the biggest dandelions west of the Mississippi. Oops, I didn't mean to pull up your whole plant, dandelions. they're very big, see? Beautiful to watch them fall. See if you can hear what Rachel's tarot reading is saying. Alright, I'm sending you up to eavesdrop on Rachel's YouTube listening, okay? Well, could you hear anything? I couldn't really make it out. She's sleeping with her windows open for reasons unknown. Because the air conditioning's on. It's just going to be hotter up there with the windows open than it is with them closed. You couldn't make it out, huh? I could barely hear it from the ground. I guess it's just part of all of our growing pains. Kitty, I already watched you eat. I know. How did I get up there, Ray? I used this extendo tripod. In full extendo mode. Why are you meowing at me to watch you eat again? I've already watched you eat. Yeah, she's not awake. You know what we could do, which might be kind of fun? We could go on the roof. And then we could sneak up on her. And see what she's listening to. Would that be exciting? I think that'd be pretty exciting. Or you could also look around more if we were on the roof. I think everything's a tit swallow. All birds are either tit swallows or like dick wallows, slit follows, you know, hole gallows. All birds should be named things like that. Scrotal schmallow. Oh, am I done? Thank you. Thank you, good sir. All right. Let's go out and have a scenic day on the roof. What do you say? Tit fellows. You know. I think the Brown-teated ass mallow. That's a good name for a bird. The dick butt kiss bird. Oh, Dick Butt Kiss. You've got the best name ever. I think we can all agree that Dick Butt Kiss, nobody can beat that name. That's the best name ever. That's one of the truths that makes you mad. Yeah. The is everywhere are here. The is everywhere family is here. So good to see them, as always. Hi, cool killer. There's nothing cool about killing, okay? Yeah, we got bears. We all have to eat things that we have to be killed. That doesn't mean it's cool to kill them. All right. You thought I was just joking, right? Oh no. I never kid about trips onto the roof. Shh, don't bother Rachel. She's sleeping. We did it. We're on the roof like Jenny and Ruth. Yeah, we did it. We did it. And there's a look around. There's the street over there. Okay, now let's go find out what Rachel's listening to on YouTube. Shh. Now you have to be quiet because we're being sneaky. Okay. I have no idea what that woman was talking about. It's a woman. I see a woman. She's in a hot area. She's hot and. Like, okay. So that was boring, as expected. Rachel's never doing anything bad every time I play detective and sneak up on her. Well, this is fine. There's the deck down there. See that black spot there? That's our burn area. When we got the house, it had a pile of sticks there that were already needing to be burned, so we burned them, but I'm not going to keep up with burns very regularly, if at all. All right, let's go inside. Wow, was that fun? That's an adventure we don't normally take, right? When's the last time you've been out on the roof with me? It's been a while. I hope you enjoyed that outing. Can I do a fireside chat on live sometimes? Sometime? Yeah, I could do that. It would have to be a fake fire. I mean, it's a real fire, but it's propane, not burning wood. So I went to the other house. We could do it at the other house. Roof poopers. I think I'm going to poop in the toilet. That's what I'm going to do. I think you guys may have done your noble jobs. I'm not entirely sure it's 100% ready to fall out, but I am entirely sure this kitty is 100% cute. Oh my gosh. What an adorable baborable. Oh yes. You're my adorable baborable. That's one cute cat. Tell you. She's so happy with her life, you know, makes me happy. English is preferable. Sí, yo hablo un poquito español. ¿Verdad? También yo sé dónde está la biblioteca. Yo sé. Y yo sé dónde está la playa. Yo sé. Pero no comprendo por qué hay demasiado chupacabras en tu pueblo. No comprendo. There, these are things I know and things I don't know in Spanish. I do know where the library is. I do know where the beach is. But I don't know why there are so many chupacabras in your pueblo. And that's something we can all get behind. Hey, Simple Girl 357. I was thinking about you yesterday. And I wonder if she'll ever come back around. And here you are. You're just in time for my poop, Simple Girl. You came specifically for that, I'm guessing. And that's the kind of high quality content you come here for. You missed me going out on the roof to spy on Rachel. Of course, I wasn't really spying on her. I was just trying to figure out what nonsense tarot video was auto-playing while she was asleep. I could tell she was asleep at her door. Could hear her faintly snoring and the autoplay YouTube going on in the background. Some Indian lady. What I'm seeing here is a new energy coming through in your life, like that kind of thing. All right, there. You guys can look at the wall. Well, I have a really triumphant poop. I can tell this is going to be a serious poop here. Oh, what a wonderful time was had by all. Ass beans? What are ass beans? I feel unclear regarding what exactly ass beans are. I will share with you, however, a fun prank. Play on a friend or significant other or whatever. If they're going to Subway for you, and they say, text me your order, whatever sandwich you get, as you're listing out the vegetables and stuff, put in the middle of the list, sea beans. I want a foot-long roast beef with lettuce, onions, sea beans, spinach, vinegar, and then they just read it out loud to the person, and then the person will tell them, we don't have any sea beans. So that's a fun prank you can play whenever somebody's getting you Subway. You're welcome. That's just how I do. I roll with helpful sea bean tips. It's a fun, harmless prank, right? I'm not somebody who likes pranks at all. But that's a nice, fun, harmless prank. Just like shortchanging the blind. It's a fun, harmless prank. Okay, maybe shortchanging the blind isn't fun and harmless, but you get my gist. All right, so we're back and better than ever. Yes, we are. The question is, why? And the answer, unfortunately, is, I don't know. And or, I got nothing. Where did I leave my coffee? No, I'm not finna, gonna wanna, okay? This is not an Indiana Jones hat. This is a fancy Italian hat. Your mom might be an Indiana Jones hat, but not this. Oh, you want to draw some cards real quick, huh? All right, Acacia, just for you. We're going to use this womanly woman cards, okay, for you, Acacia. For the spirit of your womanhood. You're going to get 3 cards. Here's your first one. The 9 of Swords. This card means you're going to be wrapped up in tentacles like a hentai mistress. All right, now, here we go. Your second card. The Ace of Discs. You're falling into a cradle, holding on to a new bit of money. And your third card. The 5 of Discs. You're just making some tortillas. That's all. You're making some tortillas. Sleeping in a baby cradle. and playing octopus tentacle hentai with apparently, I guess that must be Ruben. I don't know who that other chick is. Here's your bonus card. The whole world. There you go. I miss my father telling me wonderful words of wisdom. Words of wisdom like, what the hell are you doing in the bathroom day and night? Why don't you get out of there and give someone else a chance? You're Aquarius. What's your fortune? What's your fortune, huh? Let's find out. Here you go, SB. First one, Pyow. What's this one? Death. Oh, you got death, number one. Here's your second one, SB. What's this one? Two of Swords. You got a choice to make, okay? You got a choice to make. Your choice is in the shape of infinity. Just like death itself is infinite. All right, and your third card is Pyow. The Nine of Wands. You're just sitting there in your nudist ways. Probably death comes because you're at such risk for fire with all those torches there. So careful not to burn yourself down. Help half bald. I don't know how to help you. Maybe start wearing a hat like me. Then people can't see how bald you are. That's why Michael Stipe started wearing a hat. I'm a Gemini proctologist rising. I'm Aquarius in my butt. I got a scrotum like everybody's scorpion, and my dick is kind of what? It's kind of like a sea goat. What's sea goat again? A Sagittarius. A Sagittarius is a sea goat. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been pushing 2 hours. That's good for a non-Adderall Friday morning. So I'll catch you all on the flip flop. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Ike, thanks so much for your generous donation. And have a great day, everybody.